Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I am Ananda Rose, and today we are here in the middle of the afternoon in Aotearoa, New Zealand, having a live chat with the beautiful Kirar Taraishia. Welcome, Kirar.
Kia ora. Aio, i o ngā mano e, whakamoe me ti whakawhetai ki a koe. Me ngā tūpuna tawhito, me ngā nihira pono e, pai marire, aroha nui e. Kia ora koutou katoa, tēnā koe, ngā mihi aroha kia koutou katoa. My Aotearoa, the land of first light. Kia ora, sister.
Kia ora. And I have to say to everybody, kia ora, namaste, namahi. Namahi is goodbye, I think. Sorry, I'm saying the wrong word. I'm sorry if that is the case, but namaste. Namaste is both sides, goodbye and hello. Vanakkam, harigato, huyamora, wherever you are in the world and you're watching this, welcome to the land of the first light, Aotearoa, New Zealand. And we are here just together, just having this wonderful session with our beautiful sister now. I know that you've done your chant of welcome, and I appreciate that. And thank you so much, because what an honor it is for us to have you here speaking with us and then bringing in some energies that perhaps some of us have not experienced before. But before we go to this, dear sister, I need to say a little bit about you, if that's okay. And I've just got to find, what have I done with it now? That's always the way, right? Okay.
Yep.
Just gonna go and close something in my phone, and here we go. We're gonna find it. I had it here because I would like for us to say this about you. It's to everyone. I have to say, our dear sister Kirar Taraishia. I asked her a while back if she would talk with me on the channel, and the answer was she had not got guidance from the goddess yet. And that's the thing. That's the thing that really spoke to me, because when we do all of this that we're doing now for the transformation process and supporting the planet in this transformation process and the collective, so important that our operation should be from the inner voice, from the intuition, because sometimes we can get caught up with things that do not serve the purpose, right? So I am going to go through and find the email, which is right here. I apologize, friends. As you know, on the channel, I was saying to our dear sister, anything can happen. Anything can happen on the channel. Okay. Kirar Taraishia Te Wairangi. That is our beloved sister's name. Kirar Taraishia is the star name, her star name. It means red star of the Maori name. If I'm reading your email right, you can correct me, please.
Red Star of Hope.
Red Star of Hope. Yes, sorry, that didn't come out in the email. Te Wairangi means the sky water, which is the Waitaha name, and it is Tere. Sorry, am I saying this right? Tere Puna means the jewel in the ancient spring. So I might have just said it all wrong. Please correct me.
Tere Puna is my Waitaha name. Kira Red Star was given by our star elders, Taraishia, Red Star of Hope by our star elders. And my Māori name, my Māori birth name given is Te Wairangi, waters of our Sky Father.
Wow.
Nui.
Yeah. Wow. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. I want to say this one more thing, and then I'm really being impressed upon doing something now. So bear with me 1 second. Our sister was given the role of the Golden Oracle of Light by our star elders. That's how I understand this has come about.
Yes.
So so I would be without respect if I didn't do what I have to do before we go into what is today's session. Oh, hirma katapara na hai tu rana tai tai rana tai tai rana tai tai rana tai tai rom mai mam ho ya no te fara re te fana te rama te ya o ye wa ho la ti da waktu haya tamra tafrana te tora makka te na toa tina toa haya toa te ya oh lam le ma haya hua yeah la you Yeramano namaham. Yeah, oh, no. Yeramatia tia to rutna fire tia to Hornachai ornatia to Haran to Haina Haruto Haina Harato Hamahaitu Anzikano ha. Irato franateo te ramahayanato. Honor you, Yamatia no Nakota Natai, daughter of the stars, Kuranitika tutututututu racha. Iramatsu Hania Tiro, Tiamai, Zurukikatutu from Sota. Karamahai Tsukoranahai. Thank you, Koronatia Hai. Yeah, Kironakatapa. Okay, now we're set to go.
That's beautiful. Thank you for that honor.
Yeah, makatoha. So today we are here talking about Aotearoa, land of the first light, but also the revolution of love. So I'm going to hand it over to you, beloved sister, so that you bring in whatever it is that you are guided to or you feel intuitively to do.
Sure. Kia ora. Thank you for that honoring. Our beautiful haka that we performed over a week ago at the largest stadium here in Auckland, Tamaki Makaurau, Aotearoa. Still sitting on part of the volcanic plateau of Maunga Fo, which is Mount Eden Stadium. Thousands of us who came to perform the ancient haka, kamate, by our tūpuna Te Rauparaha. Now, firstly, we were gathered there to get the haka world record back of France. So there was that intent. It's like, what? What are they doing with our haka? So firstly, there was that. However, like everything we do, there's also the spiritual side. There's the physical and there's the spiritual side. And so as our tūpuna have relayed, even Koro Te Rauparaha have relayed in his message that really, in truth, and our beautiful star elders, what really happened was the thousands stamping into the ground, sending into the ethers, frequency of vibration, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Frequency and vibration. We sent that frequency and vibration in to Mother Earth, Papatuanuku, into the ethers, all those represented there, all through our DNA, our ancestors fully were all with us at that time, and sending that dynamic massive vibration into the ethers and into beloved Papa, basically what it did was it threw us out of victim mode and into victorious mode.
Wow.
That's what it did to us all. That vibration, as with all our vibrations, that vibration in such a multitude of numbers rippled throughout Te Maui, which is what we call the North Island, right through down to the South Island. It just rippled totally throughout the beautiful stingray Te Maui, which the North Island is.
Wow.
And that rippling going right throughout and out beyond to the rest of the world through the waters, all surrounding us through the waters, it basically let everyone, not just human being, animals, vegetable, the whole lot, even through our beautiful kohatu, our stones, it just let all know that, right, we have survived, ka mate, ka mate. Yes, if we die, we die. If we live, ka ora, ka ora. So in words, really, we have survived, just like the tupuna, Te Rauparaha. He survived that hunting. He was being hunted down, ready to be killed. So as our ancient saying has always been, it's a good day to die because we know that we live forever when we pass into the next realm.
Yeah.
So it's like, what worse can happen to us that's not already happened to us? You know, and it's saying to the whole world, not just to Māori, but to the whole world, what worse can happen to you than what has already happened thus far? Come on.
Wow.
We can jump out of that victim mode now, and we are victorious because ka ora, we are alive still.
Wow.
Yeah, the death of a sovereign nation, we are still here.
Yeah.
The death of us as sovereign beings, we are all sovereign beings each time we connect up to divine source.
Yeah.
That's the sovereignty, is our connection. Many things have happened to us where we have been forcefully disconnected, whether it be through food, through all the sprays in the sky, through the medications, forcefully put upon us to slowly kill us off. That has been their game plan. But of course, thank goodnesses that, you know, the spiritual war in the cosmos and on earth is over. Love has won.
Yes.
Love has won. That's it.
Wow.
You know, that is the power. And doing that, haka, thousands of us, it not only sent that ripple through that now we've jumped out of victimhood. Yes, we've been through so much. Our whole lives have been through so much trauma. You know, colonization, the works, we've been through so much. However, we are ka ora. We are alive. We are still here. We are still alive. And we will eternally be alive. And that beautiful vibration, what it did was it sparked off the revolution of the heart. That is what our star elders have said. It has sparked off the revolution of the heart. And the revolution of the heart, you think, how can the heart revolt? It's out of the mindset, because we've been put into mindsets, deliberately born into mindsets that, oh, you're going to die, you know, born into all those mindsets, or you're going to age, all of that. And that's what revolution of the heart is all about. Get into your heart. Don't accept the doctor saying you've got cancer, you're going to die. Don't accept it. You know, get into our hearts. You know, these beautiful bodies, they were built by the great God, source of all. They weren't built so that we could just die in 5 seconds after hearing that we've got cancer. Come on. Time to jump out of that mindset. That's what revolution of the heart is all about. Jump out of the mindset. revolt from it. We don't need it. And yes, it's kept us alive so far, but in reality, we've just been surviving and keeping our heads above water. Now going into the heart space, now is the time for us to really see our magic work.
Wow.
Because it's through the heart that is the doorway to source, to power, unlimited. Through the heart, that is the unlimited. That is the doorway to all power, source of all power. And our ancient teachings of Māori were that we are atua, we are God's source, we are God power. And these old teachings, and it's a normal teaching really, an ancient teaching, that we are gods. You know, we are part of the God source, so we are gods. God doesn't have children and then they don't become gods.
Exactly.
You know, the source doesn't have children and they don't have power of source.
Exactly.
Or connection to receive that power from source.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you know, it's so beautiful. Yeah. And that's what that haka sparked off. The revolution of the heart.
Wow.
Powerful. Wow. So powerful.
Very
empowering.
Powerful. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. When you told me about it, when we spoke last week and when you were telling me about it, I just thought to myself, oh my gosh, what's happened? Because when we watch the haka, if you're watching a rugby game and you watch the haka,
yes,
you sort of feel the energy of that, right? And it vibrates you. And it's just these however many players that are doing the haka, right? Sorry, I know very little about rugby, and I'm sorry, I'm ashamed. Yes, I do live in New Zealand, but I don't know the number of players, maybe 12 players or something. Okay, never mind.
I don't know either, so that's
that's great. Thank you. That makes both of us, yeah. So it's like when you watch the haka, I mean, my gosh, the energy, the vibration, how we feel, emotional, excited, all of those things. And I had to think that there are thousands of people that were there in that place in Mount Eden, at Mount Eden Stadium, and doing the haka together. The vibration must have been so amazing, so energized, so hot and cold and warm and vibrant.
It was, yeah.
Wow. And it went
into the land. I actually felt in it beautiful, yes. And I actually, in certain split seconds, I actually felt timelessness, as though everything was and had disappeared around me. It's like, oh, where am I?
Yeah.
It took us into another realm. It did.
Yeah.
It's like anchoring heaven on earth. It took us into another timeless realm.
Wow. Wow. I feel like Auckland needed this in itself. Auckland itself needed this.
Oh, yes.
Definitely Auckland needed this because it's our big city. It's the biggest city in terms of population. And when it comes to stuff going on here, we feel the impact of it very intensely because we almost seem to get it first because of being the biggest population or whatever in the country. And the fact that it went out to the rest of the North Island and then down south and into the sea and into the rest of the planet just is phenomenal, right?
Yes.
So I guess anyone, if you were at that haka and you're watching this, if you were at that event and you're watching this, do you realize the impact you have had on yourself, on those around you, on your city, on your country, and for the planet? It's like intense, right? Because everyone did this without actually saying, I'm doing that for that intention. Just bringing love into it, just for the love of the haka, love of the game, love of the people, love of wanting to be first in having the most people doing the haka for the first time in history. It all brought it together, didn't it?
Oh, it was so beautiful. I loved watching all the Asians, Pākehā. I loved watching them because you could see on their faces every effort and strain that they could put into it. And you said the magic word, dear. You said love.
Yes.
The power of love was magnificent in those thousands. And that is what it is all about, using our power.
Yeah, yeah. And it was obviously it was multicultural, so it's not just Maori that were there. It was
Yes.
people, whoever got that call, whoever felt that they needed to be at that place, went there and they did this. And so it was multicultural. It's represented, if you think about it, it's representing ourselves here, but also perhaps the heritage, the countries we come from here in this one place, in this
Yes.
land. Isn't
Yes.
that's like phenomenal? That's like a wow.
Yeah. Epic. That's totally epic.
Yeah.
Totally epic. Yeah.
So I want to say the way you were explaining, us, and that we're not going, we're here despite everything that has happened, everything that we've gone through. Nothing more can be done to us that hasn't been done already.
Yes.
I feel like that is a message on a very
Yes.
personal level for many of us now that we're consciously aware of the transformation.
Yes.
But it's also that when we stand in that truth from a personal perspective, collectively, we stand in that truth for the planet, for the people, for the creatures on this planet. And therefore, I feel, and I just support this, that we have love is already won. There's no more fighting. There's no more
Yes.
fighting for anything. Love is already
Thanks.
won.
Yes.
That is a
Yes.
perfect message for moving forward right now in our time,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So, I had these questions and I wanted to say ask for you to say, what is it? What is this revolution of love? Please add more, because I feel like you told us what it is, but please add more if there's more you want to say about what is the revolution of love.
The revolution of love is hand in hand with the revolution of the heart, of course, because the heart is the doorway to source, whether we call him God or Buddha or, Jesus Christ. It's through our hearts. And
Yeah.
that's why, if you notice, especially nowadays, why are most people having heart problems?
Yeah, exactly.
We have been attacked in every which way. All things have happened to us, every which way to close down our hearts,
Yeah.
whether it be through food, whatever it is, through advertising, all of that have always been attacks on our hearts, and so that is the precious doorway to God's source, to Io,
Absolutely.
to Aio. That
Yeah.
is the doorway. And so when we get into our heart and just start sitting there and realizing that, oh my goodness, that little painting of Jesus knocking on the door, knocking on our heart, waiting for us to open it from the inside, it's got to be done. It's all the inside job.
It is an
We got to
inside
do it
job.
ourselves. We got to
Definitely.
do it ourselves. And you know
Mm-hmm.
what? What brings us into the heart, is why the haka was so vital. What brings us into the heart is gratitude.
Yeah. Yeah.
When we're in gratitude, and this is when I got the beautiful download after the haka, our beautiful star elder said, when we're in gratitude, all Mother Nature, they all come around us and hug us,
Wow. Yeah.
because
Wow.
we are in that spirit of gratitude, love.
Hmm. Wow.
That's their natural vibe. That is their natural vibe. Nature, animals, their natural vibe has always been love.
Yeah.
So when we're in that spirit of gratitude, thankfulness, then zoom, we get all the help that comes, especially in the invisible realms. Just because we don't see our guardian angels around us doesn't mean to say they're not there.
Mm-hmm.
Just because we don't see the ancestors who have passed, or our loved ones who have passed into the other world, they can hear what we're saying exactly now. So,
Exactly.
for those who think their prayers are unheard and they've called out, the truth is they hear us
Yeah.
because of our love. Yep, they
Yeah.
know.
I really love that you're saying that. And I love that you're talking about gratitude, because, in this last few months, I felt that some of the challenges I've experienced was because I did not express my gratitude well enough.
Sure.
It's easy to moan about what's uncomfortable,
Mm,
because that's sticking, it's uncomfortable. So it sticks you right in, right. It's there looking at you, staring at you in the face, and it sticks you in the side and says, hey, I'm here, that kind of thing. But
yes.
it's easy to forget to say thank you, universe, thank you, everyone that looks
Mm,
after me,
yeah.
because I am here And I know that I could be in a worse off situation, but I'm here in this state because all of you are looking after me. Those that I cannot see are still my company. Those that I cannot see
Exactly.
are still my support. Those that I cannot see are more effective than those who I can, and
Yes.
so gratitude, even if you just lie in bed before going to bed at night, if you're just lying in bed, just say thank you for this day. Thank you for all those amazing things that have actually worked that I didn't even think that I take for granted. But just the thank you and appreciating where you're at, what you have, just that's so important right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Totally.
always been important, but it's very important right now because many of
Right now.
us, yeah,
Mm.
many of us that are in the transformation process, we're giving up a lot of stability and security to follow the soul's calling, the
Yes.
soul's contract, the soul's journey. And so there's a lot of discomfort with that because that's the only way you get pulled out of the third dimension is when you give up some of the things of it. Well, most of it anyway. And you have to go where you've not gone before. You have to go where no man has gone before. You have to
Yes.
take the journey to perhaps saying, I've given up all that security and stability and I've done it consciously. That's the difference. No one's just put you out of work.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
just happening and nothing you try, anything you try in that sense, if it's not working out, start to think about what is it that I'm supposed to do here? What do I need to relinquish and where am I going to? Because some of us are being taken forcefully out of that third dimension because it's time to follow the fifth dimension life that you want. It's time to come into
Yes.
that, to cross over into it. And so, appreciation, gratitude is going to be very important to navigate from here on. But it's not difficult. The answer's within us. It's simple.
True. Very true. And that's why they've said if we continue to just send out loving vibrations, like some people, they may be bedridden, they may be in cells. If you continue to send out loving vibes of love and glory, and when I asked them what do you mean by glory, they said, well, wishing and sending the highest good for all. Because at the end of the day, the end result is that we each of us, each of us are at peace and are fulfilled. The
Yeah.
joy, it's all about the joy. It's not about being thrown $1 million. It's not about having the modeling job or the top, CEO job. It's not about that at all. The
Yeah.
end result is that we are in joy, we are fulfilled, you know, each
Mm.
other. And so if we keep sending those loving vibes out just to everyone, animals, vegetables, the whole world, into the ethers, into the waters. And that's why every time I'm near waters, I will just send those vibes out because, we're water, the waters, it touches all the rest of Mother Earth. And
Yeah.
so we just send those loving vibes out. We don't need to be here on a YouTube interview to do it. We don't need to do all that.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. It's, when we are in high vibrational space, because we have all been doing this meditation, bringing in, working with the light, working for the light, working with light beings, when we are in that space, wherever we go, we take our light.
Yes.
And we've got to remember that because if you go to a place, if you're to walk the dog, you're taking your light with you because it's not separate from it's not separate from us, the light. So just remember that you're doing your part, just staying in that loving space, doing all the things that we are doing in this transformation process. Wherever we go, we take our light. I was listening to somebody, one of these really good teachers, as in like, and a high priest of Atlantis in Atlantean times. He was talking about how our energy around us, our personal energy, the energy space or the aura, is extended to like 30 kilometers from beyond where we stand
Mm,
in that radius. And so think about
yes.
that and think about what you're doing because our presence in places, and I say our because not everyone has done the transformation, right? We are still going through the transformation process. What are you in your neighborhood? What purpose do we serve in on our street, the street that we live in? What is the energy that we're expanding? Because remember that wherever we are, the energy we have, that light we have, is shining on all those around us. It is transmuting things all around us for others as well, not just for ourselves. We are unconscious sometimes, most of the time, of what we are actually doing here on the planet, or how vast our energy is, or how bright the light is, or how far it extends. So I like that. And I think if we're mindful of that, then we know wherever we go, even if you're walking in the bush and you're just enjoying the nature. And sometimes I find with me, my light language just wants to come out and I sing it or whatever. I might say it, or I might speak to the dog in light language. I know that that language is also transmuting. It's also bringing in the light codes. It's doing it for that zone. So just
Yes.
take your energy wherever you go. You take your energy with you. Is my feeling. That's my thought. I feel like,
Oh, it's totally true.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah. So
exactly. I've only just really um, come online as being fully always conscious about
yeah,
my own energy, and
yeah,
it's taken me this long to come to that. So it's, yeah, each of us, as we, I guess, shed, you know, different patterns,
yeah.
and the old us, as we shed those old ways and patterns, then, yes, the diamonds start shining through, because,
Absolutely.
we all came in as these beautiful diamonds, and we got all this bit of a things thrown on us, and got a bit blinded here and there, and a bit covered up, and dimmed our lights. But hey, we're coming into a beautiful time on the earth
Yeah,
where we're getting polished and it's
we are.
beautiful.
We are.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
must be rubbed around all sides to be polished and shining, right? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I just think that it's amazing that that we can be talking like this. Oh, this is what I was going to say it and I've forgotten now. It's come back to mind. This year, the eclipses that we've experienced have been really intense and profound for each of us. For me personally, I felt at the lunar eclipse in March, I kept hearing, we are no longer human. And I kept saying to my guides, how can I make that statement? And they reminded me that the other side of no longer human is galactic. You are galactic.
Beautiful.
And so we went through that, and then we went through the solar eclipse, and then we got to the lunar and solar eclipse now of September and October. And there I suddenly felt like some things happened that pulled us out of the third dimension. And so we're in the fifth dimension. And yes, we are physical, like we would be in the third dimension. But this transformation, my understanding of this transformation into the fifth dimension, means that we keep all our physicality. It means that for whatever this process is, we are still in physical, but we are operating from that fifth dimensional perspective. And I felt that really there was a huge shift of physical beings into the fifth dimension. This eclipse, so it's bringing us to that. It's going really fast, the transformation,
Mm.
but it's just suddenly making us aware of, I feel like I'm more in the fifth dimension. Oh, I understand why I live now like I'm a hermit, things like
Yes.
that. Because
Yes.
because that's what we're going to do with it.
Totally. Even
Yeah,
even I was asking before I came online, even I was asking, my guides in that, saying, well, what shall I represent? Shall I wear my cloak with the feathers on it? Shall I wear this? Shall I do that? And they says, what do you want to who do you want to represent? And I thought, well, and then they said to me, well, aren't you multidimensional? I thought, well, yes. So
exactly.
yeah.
I really love the multidimensionalness of us now, and
Mm.
that we're getting downloads, we're getting them on the, like in the present, on the minute. You're living your fifth dimensional life because downloads are constant at the moment, right?
Yes.
and
Yes.
and I know, like a few months ago, I was like, please, when you guys give me downloads, tell me which one is for which thing I have to do, because I had like 3 events I had to be at, and I got all the downloads for all the events in one. And I thought, really? And so because it's coming that way, we obviously have to continuously tune in for what it is that we have to do with these downloads. And that's
Yes.
being mindful, right? We've been practicing to be mindful for such a long time now. We don't always get it right, This is to all of us, right? No matter where we are, however long we've been taking this journey, but just focusing on that, tuning in. And maybe sometimes if we get a download, perhaps we need to hold on before we blurt it out. Just, just going through that. But I'm loving it. I'm actually feeling better that I get more, that I get the downloads like I do now, because I feel like I have done a lot of meditation throughout the years, and that to be in the space of getting it easily,
Mm.
and mind battles have gone on for a lot
Yes,
in my world. And so
yes,
when I just get it and it's simple and I know they're telling me, and I'm like, that's it. I just wanted to be able to hear simply. I just wanted to be able to hear clearly. And I love it that it's now that's my life, you know? So,
yes. Beautiful. It is. I mean, we are going through such an intense, really
yeah,
intense stage of shifts. And I look at it, I mean, I understand that, we can't do it all at once because, our bodies wouldn't be able to handle it all
yeah.
at once. So I understand that. But the
Mm,
shifts are so amazing. It's like, wow, what more? For
yeah,
me, it's like, I feel like, wow, my cup floweth over with all that's coming in. And it's like, I just can't help but just say how blessed I am,
yeah, yeah,
just
exactly.
receiving so much. I mean, knowledge is empowerment, and to receive the beautiful knowledge that's coming through and the ancient knowledge. And yet, if somebody had said to me years and years ago that, oh, you're going to be getting all this ancient knowledge, and I would think to them, what are you talking about? But again, it's us, we're being reminded, like I understand all the codes are, we're being reminded of who we truly are. And that's what our role is to
Yeah,
remind each other
yeah,
who we truly are, because gone are the days where we judge each other, because in reality, when our energy is up, the judgment is gone. We're here reminding, and our word, awhina, to awhi, to help each other, to be compassionate with each other, and
yeah,
to look at reasons why, that person, instead of saying, oh, well, they're just not awoke, oh, they're on the dark side. That's not loving and caring. The
yeah,
reality is they're all our brothers and sisters. We're all related, no matter what skin color, or no matter what religion or what culture. We're all related. We've all come from divine source, you know.
yeah,
No
yeah.
one's better or lesser than each other. We're just given beautiful roles to play.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like it's very important to, it's a tough one for some people, for
Mm,
a lot of people actually, to say, like, that parent that pushed you hard, the parent that didn't show you love, for example. That's the easiest one,
yes.
because I've talked about this in one of my videos about the unawakened soul. you know
Mm,
what looks like, so we don't really know about the souls, each one's soul's journey. That's very private to them, right? But
totally.
when you have a parent that is really tough on you, and you think, why can't you be different, why can't you be better? It's hard if your parent is, the kind of parent that pushes you so hard, or they have these great expectations, and if you don't meet the expectations, then you get verbally abused, or you might, in the old days, you'd get a
Of
hiding,
course,
all
of
of that, right?
course. Yeah.
But what is it about that made us who we are today? And I'm not saying it's okay for parents to behave like that,
Yeah.
but it's relative and relevant for us to remember that all of us have a soul contract. We've come here, and there are souls that have decided to remain unawakened in this time so that we can awaken.
Exactly.
And it's not okay. The abusive stuff and all of that that's gone on in the world is not okay. But and sometimes I feel like darkness has tried to take over that low vibrational behavior and made it worse, right?
Yes.
But
Yeah.
if we, light workers, light beings, star seeds, if we can look back on it and say, hey, you know what? That's okay. Make the peace with that. It doesn't mean you
Yeah.
have making peace. giving forgiveness does not mean you say that was acceptable behavior, but it's if you reflect on your life and you see how it's awakened you, how it's taken you through this journey, that is what is going to make you realize, okay, not that I actually needed that, but I also have a soul contract, and I chose those parents, and they were the ones to give me that thing that I needed to awaken to be where I am now.
Exactly. And this is it's interesting you mentioning that because I was asked that similar question not too long ago, very
Yeah,
recently, was like, because I'd been through once for warriors situation, experience, I was asked the question of, well, why did you go through that? Why did that have to happen? I said, well, how would I know what the life of a battered woman and children be like? How would I know? You know,
exactly.
we wouldn't have the true empathy if we don't know the pains that people go through. How would we know?
Exactly, exactly. And I said this recently because, I was talking to somebody, and I had this download because, as a child, I was abused. And I talked about, sexual abuse. And I thought, how, why did that happen to me? What I've come to is exactly the same conclusion. Until you have empathy,
Mm,
we cannot stand
mm,
for the world. We can not the world. We cannot stand for people, for children, for women, for men that are in these situations, because how would you have empathy? And
yeah,
that particular thing is written in my soul contract. That was what I was supposed to come here and go through, because of empathy. I also
yes,
work in other realms myself, like many of us do when we go to sleep or whatever. What do you
yes,
think we're fighting? What do you think we are peaceful warriors for? Who are we rescuing?
exactly.
So, I put I'm not saying I can't even say, it's a kind of a weird way to put this. It's not about saying I forgive that person and I accept that, or I can be friends with them or anything like that, whoever's done this. It's just saying I forgive myself in that situation, because quite often when we go through abuse, whatever abuse it is, we hold and carry a lot of blame ourselves, because we think, why did I let myself go through that? Or why did I let my children go through that? Or why did I let that? We blame ourselves for putting ourselves in that
Exactly.
situation.
Yes, been there, done that.
Yes. So it's about coming back to journey to self, that. And
Mm,
yeah, that stuff is not great. We know that. We're not condoning it, but we're saying again, it's about what's in the soul contract. It's about what is your purpose and how that aligns with the purpose of your soul here on the planet.
yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yes. So we said a lot. Dare I ask? I know we probably answered this question with everything we're talking about. Why is all of this important? I mean, it's obvious, but is there something more you want to say about why this is important?
This is vital because the world has been very much in the headspace, in the mindsets. There have been mindsets that, oh well, um, there have been just so much mindset. I mean, I see it all over social media that how come you again in this country of Aotearoa, how come you Maoris are busy wanting more money and things? There's all those mindsets, and that's why when we jump into the heart space and when we try and put ourselves, the thing with jumping into the heart space, the revolution of the heart, is when we jump into our heart space, we are able to then put ourselves in their shoes.
Yeah, very important, the heart
Yes,
space.
yes. And so right now, a lot of the world is desensitized because they are not in that heart space, which is where it's all heading. This is what the shift's all about, putting us into our heart space of who we truly are.
Yeah,
Because we
yeah.
came here like beautiful babies. We came here as these beautiful, loving babies. And then as we grow older and older and older, we start losing that
Mm,
beautiful, loving, natural
yeah,
lovingness
yeah,
and get on a few hard edges on us.
yeah.
And
Exactly.
that's what the revolution of the heart's all about, is return back to who we truly are.
Yes, taking the journey to self.
Yes.
Um, wow, I just that is just so important, that revolution of the heart. I feel like I need to say this about, love and being soft and being emotional and being caring in so many cultures. That kind of expression is almost looked at in an embarrassing way, because when you do that, it almost looks like you're weak, or you're not, you're
Mm,
not made tough as nails or whatever. And
yeah.
I've got to say, we have moved from that. Tough as nails is what love is. In order to show
Yes.
your love, you are tough as nails because you've come this far. And despite all the bad things, despite all the negative things that we deem negative here on the planet, we're still standing, we're still moving, we're still here.
Exactly.
After all of that, that could have made us bitter and twisted, we're
Yes.
expressing love. Love,
Yes. Yes.
you know, the
Yes.
universal theme, the universal connection that brings us all together, makes us all one. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Returning to the love, the God source. Yeah.
What can we do to embrace it, do you think, Kira?
What we can do is embrace it. It's like what I've said quite a few of my comments on Facebook and that on social media, is that we just continue to keep emitting love every second of the day that we can consciously. Like, I'm driving down the motorway and I'm just going, okay, just emit love to everybody who's here, emit love to the whole world, and just keep doing it and keep doing it,
Yeah,
because the universe is a mirror. And that's what a lot of us are learning. The
yeah,
universe is a boomerang.
yeah.
It'll mirror back and boomerang back to us what we're
Yes,
sending out. That's just the
exactly.
truth of it,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah.
It is.
Wow. Star sister. Is there anything else you want to say before we? I guess maybe we can seal it with a prayer or something before we go. But is there anything else you want to say before that?
Yes, I just want to say that, I know there are many out there who are hurting, many who are still in trauma. I know there are many who are grieving because of their losing. There's lots of man-made catastrophes that are happening all over the world. Wars, again, man-made, all set up to keep us from our hearts, to control all of that, depopulate everything that's been happening to humankind, to the whole planet. So they're just telling me now, stay in the vibration of love, and you will always be ready for anything and everything. Just stay in the vibration of love, because love is where home is. Love is where the heart is. Your heart is the doorway to home, the ancient home from whence you came, already spiritual, beautiful beings of love and light, sent down to the earth plane to experience what human being life is like. However, we're in a time and space and age. We have just entered the golden age of enlightenment. So more truth will surface, more light, more incoming codes, just to reconnect and strengthen your connection with divine source, divine creator of all. That's the message that has come through for everyone, sister. And through
Wow.
that message, I would like to just share this last little waiata or song. And it goes like this. It's about the beautiful love it's swelling up like a spring, an ancient spring. Puna. Puna is an ancient spring. Wairua o te puna aroha, aroha, aroha. Wairua o te puna aroha, aroha, aroha. Kia pupu, pupu ake. Kia pupu, pupu ake. Kia pupu. pupua ke, aroha, aroha. May the beautiful ancient springs of aroha from the divine completely cover us all. And may we be enveloped in that aroha always and be able to uplift each other through that puna, through that ancient spring of aroha. Aroha nui koutou katoa. E te mihi to the tupuna. Mihi to all our beloveds who are in the other realm of light. Aroha nui, aroha nui, aroha nui. Aio anake. Pai marere. Good peace. Kia ora, sister.
Oh my goodness. Ke makatofu haina te. Ah, so much power. My heart chakra is just vibrating. It's been vibrating a lot since we've been talking.
Beautiful. That's all about.
That's thanks to you, beloved sister. Oh, wow. What can I say? Amokuranata. Haramati, honor to you, beautiful one. It's an akatufarane kitora na hai, tatatokuru na hai, masato for na hai. Ramata kaitu. Ramata kaitu to for us dot for na hai. Kiranatofa, Kiranatofa.
Ngā mihi aroha.
Ta karamahai. Well, friends. Kira.
Isn't it exciting?
It's exciting. And I want to say you made my dream come true today. I saw this happening in the future. I didn't know who it was going to be with, and it's you. Karamakitapa. Well, friends, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching, joining us. And I know that this time that we've had together is timeless. So whether you catch it today, whether you've been in the live, whether you catch it tonight, whether you catch it 10 years from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, it's going to be applicable for where you are in your life in this time and space, or in that time and space. Okay, karamatafana.
Aroha nui.
Aroha nui. Karamasufue, thank you, thank you.
Kia ora, sister.
Kia ora, everybody. Kia ora.
Kia ora to all. Pai marere. Good peace.
Oh, peace. Kamata.